Hello everyone, so today in this video I will be discussing if it would be worth it for you to upgrade your computer to the latest CPU and motherboard. So I found this website and it shows you it compares CPUs and GPUs and the performance that you get out of it. So so the first comparison I will be making would be the Geforce RTX 2070, which is one of the newer graphics cards from NVIDIA, and this is paired with the i5 3570K, and this computer is at least 7 years old. And I have this computer, and I also have this computer, which is the i7 4790K, and I'm pairing it with a Geforce RTX 2070K, and I'm comparing it to a i7 9700K, which is a pretty modern CPU, which was released around, like, I think last year. So this CPU was released 7 years ago, around 2013, and this CPU was released around 2014, and this was released around 2019, last year. Let me check that if that's true. Okay, it was released around late 2018. Okay, which is a pretty modern CPU. So this compares it to different games, and it's using the same game. So this is Assassin's Creed Odyssey 2018, same. And also same here, and I compiled a chart. So let's compare the first one. So for the i5 3570K, you get about 83 FPS. You get 77 for the i7 4790K. I don't know why this is lower, because this is a better CPU than this. You get about 83.7 FPS. So as you can see, I made this thing right here. So this is comparing an i5 3570K versus an i7 9900K for Assassin's Creed. So in relation to the i5 3570K with the i7 9900K, this is only like 0.83% faster with using the same graphics card, which is a Geforce RTX 270 8GB graphics card. So that there isn't a big difference, in performance. And if you compare it to a i7 4790K with the i7 9900K, the performance is about 7.16% faster in relation to a i7 9900K. So the performance difference isn't very big, and it doesn't justify upgrading, getting a whole new CPU, whole new RAM, and all that stuff. And the next one is Forza Horizon. It's 154 FPS for the i5 3570K, and for the i7 4790K it's 144.2, and for the i7 9900K it's 155.3. So in relation to i5 to the i7 9900K, the difference is only like 0.83% in favor of the i7 9900K, and it's like 7.14% faster in relation to this CPU. And the results are pretty similar. It's like about 7.15% faster in relation to a i7 9900K for if you had this CPU. If you had this CPU, the performance difference is less than 1% in relation to the i7 9900K. So it really doesn't justify you to get a whole new CPU and motherboard, for a small performance gain. I don't think it's worth selling your old stuff and getting new stuff. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth it to get a small performance gain. It's probably not worth it. So if I wanted to upgrade, I would just get a new GPU. And a new GPU, if I want to get a Geforce RTX 2070, they only have supers. Oh, okay, they have a regular 2070, so it's about 460, maybe if you add the shipping and everything, it's maybe about $480 to get a new graphics card. And if you want to get a new CPU, like an i7 9900K or a i7 10700K, it would cost you at least $389. And you gotta get a new motherboard, which is $140, and you need to get new RAM, which would probably run you about, let's see how much RAM is. RAM for DDR4 32 gigabytes. It's about roughly $115, right? So it will cost like $644 versus buying a new GPU, which is I'm not comparing it to the Super, I'm comparing it to regular. So let's see how much this is. Okay, 644 versus without the shipping. And this is what, if we add tax, so you would have to spend $706.79 to upgrade the motherboard, CPU, and RAM, opposed to spending $507 by just buying a new GPU. And you also have to buy a new GPU with a new computer, so you would be spending about $1,214 opposed to spending $507 just by upgrading the GPU, and you would spend about $706 more for a 7% performance gain. And I don't think that's worth it. I would just upgrade the GPU. So if you want to play games, um, the part that you really have to be concerned with is only the GPU. And if you want to do other tasks with a computer, with a modern computer or a computer that was made 7 to 6 years ago, it's not going to matter because you could still surf the internet with a computer which is 7 years old. You could check your email and go on YouTube and watch videos at 1080p or higher without having any problems. You could do that with a computer which is maybe even 10 years old. It would be possible. And you can do other things. You could do everything that you need to do on an older system, which you can do with a newer system. So yeah, it's not really worth upgrading it, in my view. So if I wanted to, if my computer was having problems with, let's say, playing games, the latest games, I would simply just buy a new graphics card, and that would be a hell of a lot cheaper, and I could just sell the old graphics card that I have, which is a Geforce GTX 1070, sell that, and that would reduce the price, I would spend less money. So let's say this video card, let's say I bought this video card, and then I sold my Geforce GTX for, let's say, 300. No, I don't think I could sell for 300, maybe 250. Then I would only spend $270.27 for the upgrade, because I'm selling my old GPU. And this computer, which I'm using right now, is a i7-4790K, and it has about 32 gigabytes of RAM, and that's pretty up to date. That would be enough RAM to do anything pretty much. So I wouldn't really need to upgrade my RAM or anything. I have everything I need. So for me, I'm just gonna upgrade my graphics card, and I think that's a better route to go than buying a whole new computer and everything. And it would be a hassle to take the motherboard out of the case that I have and then mount a new one on there. It's just a hassle. So I'm just gonna keep my computer as long as I can. And it seems like computers really aren't getting better in terms of CPU performance, but I guess in the benchmarks, a i7 9900K would be much faster than i7 4790. So let's compare it in just benchmarks. According to this website, I okay. So this belongs in the top 10th percentage, and this is like 97 out of 1265, which is many times like slower in relation to this scale right here. But in terms of like gaming performance, it wasn't. The i7 9700 was only like 7% faster. So this is just comparing just pure CPU power, and basically that's it. But if you add the graphics card and everything, it really wasn't that much of a difference. So depending on how you gauge it, if you just want raw CPU performance, then the i7-9700K is much faster. However, in terms of real world performance, like let's say you want to play games or do 3D applications like CAD, there really wasn't much difference there. So it's I would just upgrade the CPU. That's it. Okay. Anyways, thanks for watching. My Ace 1000KS 1975 signing out.